Spirits hide me from the opposition, the opportunities. Observe what sneaks up their lucks is good. The Jagged Alliance franchise, a series of turn-based tactics games coupled with in-depth RPG and management mechanics, has had a storied history, with the first couple of games being quite popular among fans of tactics games back in the 19th. The franchise's lack of presence in the modern day, aside from a few well-painted attempts over the last decade, has been serious despite a tempestuous development period dating in some shape of from the early 200s. However, we finally have a direct sequel in the form of Jagged Alliance 3. For those among us who might have missed out on playing the previous Jagged Alliance games, the series essentially revolves around you hiring a group of mercenaries and leading them into battles against some sort of cartoonishly evil villain. What made the series stand out, however, was the general tone in the games, bordering on being paradise of classic hallmarks of action like the Soldier of Fortune magazines or the movie Commander, coupled with in-depth, brutally realistic combat. For its time, the Jagged Alliance games were incredibly unequal takes on a genre that is typically dominated by either military realism or left to the realm of high fantasy, despite not being developed by the now defunct studio Sir-Tash. Jagged Alliance 3 still manages to continue the series' traditions of offering turn-based combat that makes good use of more realistic concepts while still bringing in an incredible level of levity from its tone and how over the top just about every single thing can be. This includes the cartoonish motivations of the antagonist, known only as the major, how time can be spent between missions, and even the fact that you can essentially hire highly skilled mercenaries over the internet at its core, while Jagged Alliance 3 can be compared to something like XCOM 2. These comparisons fall apart once you get into the nitty-gritty of the game's various mechanics. For example, rather than being randomly generated, the mercenaries in Jagged Alliance 3 actually have a lot of personality, which helps quite a bit in some of the game's more RPG center. Trick aspects outside of battle, you will be still find yourself taking on a fair bit of management work, however, from making sure that your captured out spots are safe and secure to training your mercenaries, all the while keeping an eye on your ever-dwindling cash reserves. When you start out, Jagged Alliance 3 does not take too long to kick things into high gear. You are given the basic setup. The president of the country, Grand Chin, has been kidnapped by the major. The president's family decides to pool their resources and hire you to take the country back from the paramilitary group, the Legion. You are quickly thrown into the fray. Hire a few mercs, depending on what you think you are going to end up needing, and go rescue the president, while Jagged Alliance 3 does not have many of the rougher edges of its predecessors. Early battles are not really going to be too difficult as long as you don't go in guns blazing. It still rewards strategic thinking to quite an extent. Stills is an incredible tool, for example, and can allow you to set up in intricate ambushes before you take your first shoot. When it comes to the core gameplay in its battle, Jagged Alliance 3 offers plenty of depth, both in terms of choices as well as outcomes. Depending on your mercenaries' equipment, you can have a number of options to deal with enemies, from taking them out with a silenced pistol while maintaining stealth to going for a quick tactical kill. with the precision of a sniper rifle to just join in guns blazing while your medic throws grenades all over the place when it comes to outcomes. You can leave your own mark on the battlefield by, among other things, destroying cover, turning your enemies' weapon encampments against them, or even just doing something as simple as avoiding most enemies and focusing on your main target. Instead, quite a few things can affect how battles play out, from the available of cover, the general visibility in the area due to buildings or foliage, or even just the simple fact of weather or not someone's. Wearing the right kind of armor couple that with the level of weapon and equipment customizations and the number of options in just about every aspect of how you might want to handle missions outside of battles. Jagged Alliance 3 more closely resembles an RPG than anything else you are going to spend quite a bit of time talking to people, gathering supplies, and taking on side quests that will ultimately reward you with greater funds and equipment. You will also be doing quite a bit of management work aside from acquiring all of your weapons and equipment. You will also be juggling the contracts of your various mercenaries dealing with there. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel and press like button on this video. Goodbye.